Welcome to the Bearded Finisher Podcast, your one-stop show for all things finishing and coatings. Your host, Zach, and a variety of industry experts will guide you through the art of perfecting your finishing and business game. From seasoned pros to fresh faces, get ready for tips, tricks, and trends to elevate your knowledge and business to the next level.
What is going on, everybody? We are back this week. I am in the studio and remotely connected. I've got Mr. Chris with Nudoors. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm glad to have you back on the episode.
Yeah, same here. So I was just going to say, I think it's, how long has it been now? A year? A little over?
Man, it's probably been since you were on, probably right about a year. I mean, we hit our 1 year back in May, 52, and I want to say this is maybe episode 62.
Wow. Well, congratulations to that. And yeah, it must be about a year or so.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, everybody's just getting more and more people wanting to come on, and every week it seems like we're grabbing new listeners. So, I mean, just loving it right now. I mean, it's just everything is. I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to a couple weeks ago, but it was like I was at this point to where I'm like, do I push through and keep doing the podcast? Or people receiving it? You know, it's cost me a lot of money. I haven't really made a ton of money yet, and something just said, you know, just keep going. And it was like within 30 days of that, I got Chris at My Paint Buckets jumped on, sponsors the whole studio.
Cool.
And got more advertisers coming on. So it was just kind of like this just waterfall effect. You just started and now it's just a whole bunch of people reaching out. So it's very, I guess, comforting or rewarding to say that people are actually getting a lot out of the show.
That's how it always goes, man. I feel like I find myself in that same mindset multiple times a day sometimes. Sometimes a week, a month, you know, and yeah, it's just to keep looking forward. And as that starts happening, I feel like the energy, you know, you start getting it back. So
you start getting it back. And, you know, it's the rough part that no one ever tells you about when you get into entrepreneurship. Like,
yeah.
Some things are going to take off fast. Some things aren't going to take off as fast. And you can't necessarily qualify those as losers. You got to just keep grinding at them. But it'll wear on you. I mean, and then you get the messages, people saying, hey, man, that episode was awesome. Helped me out a lot. You're like, oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's certainly it. Feel like I live off the same type of feedback as well. Although it's not a podcast, but you know, that's kind of my feeling on what we're doing. So I get it.
Well, man, I know I've had, goodness gracious, I was saying before we started recording, I've had a ton of people reaching out. I mean, so let's recap. You know, you and I have talked offline a couple times about some new stuff you got going on. Let's just kind of recap everyone who has been living under a rock and doesn't know Chris from Nudoors. Do a quick recap on what you guys have going on, and then let's just kind of segue into, you know, work up to the new stuff you guys have coming out.
Cool. Yeah. So, you know, a quick 2-minute backstory is I started the painting company at 16. That was about 20 years ago at this point. Had multiple other companies in between there. And me and my current co-founder, Dan, we started a cabinet refinishing company. And the mentality around that was, how can we build this to franchise it? And we saw the customers were saying that we really want a new look, and we're settling on just painting their old cabinets. And that's kind of when we went off and said, wow, how can we do this better? We tried to get doors from other people, and no one really was putting out a product that was based around painting the cabinet doors. From there, I put up a post today about it. Like, we legitimately invested millions of dollars into making the best painted cabinet door on the market.
Yeah. Man, I remember when you and I first met, it was Vegas, like going on 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. It was the first way back Vegas trip, and you guys were in the market, but still new to the market. And it just seems like after that, I remember you guys telling us of all the equipment you guys were investing in to make all these doors, and it was nuts.
Yeah, we were, since we started the company, it has always been tech forward. That is multiple of our backgrounds here, as well as, like I said, at 16 painting houses. But that was kind of always the forefront of it. And ultimately, we wanted to be able to not only sell a great product, but our full push of this company has been how can we make it easier for our end user, which has been painting companies. That's been our main goal since day one. We saw that there was success in it with the refinishing company, but they needed the product to kind of mesh the two together. So that's kind of what we've been working on over the past year at this point, since the last time we talked.
That's crazy. Awesome. And some pains with that from what I've gathered from previous conversations. Share any of those with us about, things that you've tried when you guys first started that you're like, all right, we're going to go a different way.
Yeah, when we first started, it's the hardest thing is to get people to believe in what you're doing. you know I feel like when we first started, everyone's like, no one wants a an MDF or HDF. Well, they were thinking it was MDF, it was HDF, but no one wants one of those doors. Okay, no one wants one piece doors. Now everyone copied us, and it's
Everyone.
and it's the greatest flattery. And that's why we're so excited now to really switch the spin everything around on everybody, which we'll get into, later. But yeah, that's
Flip it on its head again and see who follows.
dude. That's really what it is. We listened to, the hardest thing again was getting people to understand what you're doing and why they should believe in you and why they should believe in your product. And I think that we did a good job with that. But we were falling flat in plenty of areas. It's educating. When I say consumer, I'm meaning that B2B, that small painting company who, we focused on is how to change your business to make it more efficient, more profitable. And it's with this system because refinishing old cabinet doors is a nightmare. Uh, People are biting onto that. Um, but we heard a lot of complaints with just not necessarily the product, but the system. How do I do this? How do I do that? We've seen a lot of businesses that, truthfully, in 2020 is when they really came to life. During that COVID era, there was a huge influx of business. I think we were talking about in the last time. And now they're trying to understand, like, how do I get to work?
Why am I not making as much money as I was then? Where'd all the customers go?
Exactly. And how do you get them? Uh, and how do you start to make yourself different from the competitor and stand out within the market? And that's really been our goal.
To help your painter stand out. What's interesting is I didn't think about this the first time we talked, but I was talking to Brian over at Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
He was on an episode a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about the product and inventing it. That after he invented the product and he went to go sell it, he realized that before he could sell it, about halfway into, a couple months into it, that he had to basically create a market for it. Because, and it's very similar to what you guys have ended up having to do is, it was always done a certain way. You always cleaned with this, or you always just paint the existing doors, or a carpenter comes in and does new doors. The painter doesn't do that. So, that's a huge learning curve to get people to understand that that doesn't have to be the case. So you like creating a segment within this industry while simultaneously trying to sell into that segment. I mean, that can be a real ass whooping.
Oh, dude, to say the least, for real, you really are fighting it on both ends. Which I get, listen, someone's business is their pride and joy. And when you rely on that income, especially as an owner operator, it's hard to try to do something else that could make you sacrifice that, that consistency, and what and that's really, dude, like that's what sparked what the last year turned into, to be honest, was exactly that mentality. And how do we get you not only over the hump with us, but how do we help you grow your own business outside of New Doors? um
That's a huge one. I mean, it's I'm trying to think of how to word it. It's what I call that, just that extra little bit. Everyone wants, it's that value add that doesn't cost anything. I mean, there's cost in it for you behind the scenes, but it's that small value add to your businesses that you're already selling to, that you, if you take that small value add as a business, as I'm Davis Painting, when I add it and I add something, that is where you get those brand loyal customers. That's where you get the referrals of people that don't care if you're going to give them $100 for a referral fee. Is understanding what the customer wants and giving them just a little bit extra.
yeah, yeah. Well, to that, I have to tell you what we what exactly we tried to do with exactly that. So can I jump into, and
Yeah, let's do it. I'm in. Let's go.
yeah, you're keeping me on the edge of my own seat,
Just a little
because
bit at a time.
yeah, this is the first time that honestly we're coming out to anybody as to what's been going on. We've been silent. We've been just kind of in the dark. There's been we let go of some products. We introduced some new products, and it was ultimately for what this end goal really is. And it's that, you know we've listened to every customer that said something to us, and we've taken that information. Again, like I said before, we've been a tech forward company in an old business model. Exactly what you're saying before.
That is the best description I think I've heard.
Yeah, that's so, we've been looking at what those questions are, what all of that data. And we saw that people kept asking us, "Hey, could I be? I want to have a location in my area that's New Doors with, my company. Is there learning? Is there training? Can I come to classes?" And we really took all of that. We spent a lot of time and effort and built out a full certified installer program, uh, giving people the ability to get leads, outside of just even leads. It's everything that a franchise gives you without having to be a franchise.
You still get to be
So
your own business. Okay.
yeah, we want you to be your own business. We New Doors wants to plug in with what you're doing. We want to introduce to you all the tools that you're missing from marketing material that's built for your geographic location if you choose to market it. Uh, we have training through a learning management system for you to bring on new employees to make sure that they're up to speed with how this process works to make it more efficient for you. Um, Quoting tools where we took national averages to see what should it cost to new door your kitchen.
Oh, I like that term. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that term a lot.
Yeah, dude, we're exactly, we're new dooring. That's what we're really pushing. Is this isn't refacing, it's not repainting. We are the first ones pushing the model with paint your cabinet box and install new doors. We don't want you sticking laminate over your old cabinets and whatnot. It's about painting the cabinet box, because what we've noticed is these small businesses are experts at their trade. You yourself, you know what I mean? You're one of them too. It's like you're an expert painter. There's such a good group of those people. We just got to put them into this niche that they could thrive in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, from my time in the business, and I'll just kind of squeeze in, like I could see that being a huge niche, especially for some of your, I mean, younger painters too, but your older painters who are kind of stuck in their way. I paint,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
why not have an extra value add to where you can flip kitchens faster painting, but you don't have to worry about certain things. We'll take care of this. So let's new door it, like you said.
Hmm.
I mean, I just love that. I just think of like Nike, just do it. Nike, like let us new door your kitchen. I'm like, it's going to be the next catchphrase. But I mean, so many painters are stuck in this. I don't do carpentry. I don't do carpentry. I don't do carpentry. I don't do carpentry. That they miss out on a lot of business.
And that's part of our thing right there is that uh, what our ultimate goal is that as people come on, that we're asking them, what do you want to do? Do you want to do sales? Do you want to do painting of the cabinet boxes? Or do you want to measure and install? You could pick all three, two, one, whatever you want. And as the orders start coming in, and you're able to do this if you create your own lead or if we generate a lead for you, that it's essentially an Uber and a network of carpenters that don't want to paint. They're looking for ways to take jobs on demand that are pre-assigned and pre-quoted around parameters that everyone agrees upon. That, hey, I charge $20 a door to install it, and someone needs these doors installed on April 15th. And Matt was another painter that said that he's looking for that, and really generate a network around true trade professionals that can do what they're good at doing.
So what, and I say this like I'm just asking questions here because we haven't talked about any of this before. How do they, and you can tell me you're going to get into that. How do the painters get into the network? Are there qualifications to be, we'll call it in the network instead of out of network?
Yeah, so there are qualifications. We're looking for obviously a registered company, insurance. We're checking social media rating, your Google rating. Are you a good person? For real, these
Yeah.
are, and what's your vision for what you're doing? Again, we don't want you to be a New Doors franchise. We want to plug into your business, and we want to see, are we able to do that with you? That's really, again, outside of some legalities and whatnot, that's the main thing that we're pushing. We've had, you know, a lot of adopters to New Doors from early on that we're hoping to, regain into this. But, as this is just launching for other small businesses, like, a week ago or so.
So you guys have launched it, and you launched it about a week ago.
Yeah. So, well, this is also a first here. So we did create this certified installer program, and uh, first launched it with strategic partnership, the first one in history, with Five Star Painting as our national service provider. That's covering a few hundred locations across the country that we've been onboarding over the past few months with great success. And now we're opening up all the territories that aren't fulfilled within those areas to small businesses that we've been working with that we can now bring on a true and tried method by one of the largest franchise company in the world has used this and said, wow. And now we're super excited to be able to bring smaller businesses into the same
That's
system.
awesome. Yeah, Five Stars, they've done very well on their franchise model.
Yeah, they've done good, and they've been really helpful in helping us grow this, and be able to make sure that we're again giving the value to this regular business that doesn't want to be a franchise is getting that value add.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I mean, I'm still, the back of my head is still going, let us new door your kitchen. I just can't, I don't know why, but dude, I'm like sucked in. I'm like, that is like the best marketing campaign written all over it. You guys are going to kill it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Again, it's new dooring. That's the new future.
So so let's say we've got some painters out there listening, some of the guys in the community, and they're like, all right, how do I get a part of this network? What do I need to do? Like, where can they go find some information on it? I mean, would they be allowed to reach out if they know someone? Like I know some guys who are in Oklahoma that own a 5-star franchise. Could they reach out to them and ask them about it?
Yeah, no, anyone, any small business that's looking to sign up is more than welcome. You go to newdoors.com. There's like a little section up there that is about the installer program, certified installer program, and they fill out a brief little form. We kind of go through that and then starts going through the process to see what we're able to do. And again, it's not to say that even if there is a territory taking, that we're still able to fill you in with there. There's a lot of guys that are just super excited that are pushing our product already that want to be, have a landing page on our site and be listed on there and have the credentials, went through the learning management system, are able to bring their own guys onto it. And they don't even care about getting leads. They just, want that system that they're missing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of painters, that's to me beyond leads, because you can find leads. I mean, leads is not hard to get. The systems, that is, I mean, so important. If you want to be a 2-man operation for the rest of your life, system's probably not that important. If you have any desire to scale it to a position where you could, get out from behind the paintbrush, you've got to have systems and SOPs in places. And that is the hardest part, is coming up with those. It doesn't matter if you've got Chat GPT or not. You try them, you modify them. I mean, like, how many of those systems have you guys in this last year modified each one? I would probably bet 20 to 50 times.
Oh, 100%. It's constantly modify again, because we really are also taking live feedback. It's, hey, we need a little more of this, we're missing this.
That's good. Yeah.
And since we were able to, launch it again early on with 5-star over the past few months, is taking that feedback too from these contractor salespeople and really getting the full circle of like, okay, what's it need from every which point? And that's been giving us the ability to, again, develop new technology around that. We just launched New Vision, which now allows you to take a picture of your kitchen and see exactly what it looks like with new doors. In the exact doors, it scans it using AR, and we're able to get a visual now.
Which in this business, when it comes to paint colors and designs, is huge for people to be able to visualize. No, I won't even say visualize, to actually see a rendering of the finished product.
Yeah, and instantly.
Yes.
Yeah,
not drawings and swatches. I mean, that's a huge deal in this world. I mean, usually that's been reserved for the monster players in the game. So having that ability to go out and compete against those guys is that's amazing.
Yeah, dude, and it's free. You know what I mean? Come on, you're able to see it's an excellent sales tool. Like you said, who doesn't want to see what it's going to look like before you do it?
Yeah, absolutely no one. It would have saved me more than one repaint. I mean, I can tell you that, when they're like, I love this color. And I'm like, are you sure? Yes, this is going to be the best color. Are you sure? Because I don't think it's going to come out like you want. And then I painted it and they walk in and go, this looks like baby shit.
Yep.
I said, are you sure 6 times?
Yeah. I've been there. I've been there myself, like, and who hasn't? I even painted my own room before where I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then I do it. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do it again because I don't feel like doing my own room again, but this looks terrible.
This is absolutely horrendous. I had the outside of the house, and it was horrible. I mean, it was ugly color, and she had to have it. Husband gets home, comes outside, we're finished, and he's like, Zach, I need some help. And I'm like, what? She's like, my wife's inside in their bed, bawling her eyes out. She said it looks like somebody wiped baby shit all over the trim. And I'm like, yeah, it sure does.
You are absolutely right. It does.
She's not wrong. He's like, what do we, what, like, does this follow any kind of warranty to get it repainted? I'm like, no, you chose the color.
It's another estimate that you could approve.
We can repaint it, and the prep won't be as in depth. We can just scuff it and redo the exterior. We don't have to pressure wash and recaulk, but you're still going to have to pay me to repaint the house.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, this would have solved that.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So what if you've got this software, is it limited? I don't want to say limited, but is it any picture and it does the augmented reality? So if you take a picture of the outside of a house or a bedroom where can you do the walls, or is it strictly for cabinets?
Yeah, so right now it's strictly for new dooring. So you can choose between our catalog. You're able to do other things like you could switch out the wall color inside the kitchen, under cabinet lighting, hardware, things like that. But yeah, we do have the ability to do it with anything down the line, essentially. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be huge. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see it. I've noticed it online a couple times. I've seen it. I mean, like, oh, I need to come back and go look at that, or oh, I'm going to go check that out. And then my son or my daughter's like, Dad, I'm like, crap. All right.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's we just put it out recently and we're getting a ton of users on it, which is incredible to see. Um, Again, whether they're using our doors at the moment or not, the fact that someone is looking to visualize their space with our product is super cool.
That's eyes on the brand, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Well, hey, let's I want to take a quick break. Let's refresh our drinks. And after the break, I kind of want to break down, if you'd be willing to kind of break down what you said earlier about there's like three sides. If you want to be an installer, or if you want to sell, or if you just want to do, there was another one, plans or
measuring and installation.
measuring and installation. I want to kind of break those down and go into them and how that incorporates into the system, so people can kind of get an idea if they're a trim carpenter or something and they just want some side work and they can do this, and you don't have to be a painter to get into the program. But let's refresh our drinks and then we'll jump back on.
Okay, cool.
All right, we'll be back, guys.
Do you want your brand in front of the people who actually move product? Painters, finishers, and manufacturers? The Bearded Finisher podcast has pulled in over 75,000 downloads and reaches across the entire finishing supply chain, from job site to manufacturing. From single episode sponsorships to social media promotion, we offer flexible options that get your brand noticed. Real reach, real results. Visit thebeardedfinisher.com and let's get your brand front and center. Are you a residential painter buried in admin, scheduling chaos, or constant material delays? Meet mypaintbuckets.com, the first dedicated project management platform built by painters for painters. It delivers turnkey workflows to simplify your day, from project sharing and material ordering to scheduling and EPO capture, so you can focus on scaling your crew and maintaining the reputation you've worked so hard to build. And if you're a supplier, painters are evolving faster, smarter, and more efficient than ever. The suppliers who thrive over the next 10 years will be the ones who build real trust. That's why we created free tools to help you keep up and stay relevant. Head to mypaintbuckets.com and see why the next generation of painters isn't looking back.
All right, welcome back. We're going to quick refresh drink, but now let's dive into the different segments within the program, within the New Door program. We mentioned them earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's, again, the sales aspect to it. There's the measuring and installation that's handled by the same person. And then there's the painting of the cabinet box. Now, again, we're not saying Joe's painting can do all three if he wants. We're not saying you have to pick this, but we're opening up because we heard, again, another concern from people, like you said earlier, is some painters, they're not carpenters. and carpenters aren't painters. And the two of those often aren't salespeople. So,
It's very true.
uh, especially if they're good at what they do, like I said, that owner operator that doesn't have the systems, maybe doesn't even need all of the systems, but it would help. So we allow, again, people to choose between those options, and our goal is that, excuse me, we're able to build this up into areas where you're able to sell a job, and if you're painting the cabinet box, you can link up with the carpenter, and it shoots out automated alerts that are saying that, hey, there's a job available on, again, July 15th. Someone needed to measure. Here's the rate for that, and here's the rate to do the installation, which is also scheduled this date, and really able to bring everyone into one unified platform.
So in that platform, like, and that can be done through a New Doors lead. Let's say they get a New Doors website, they fill out, they go through the funnel there. But correct me if I'm wrong, your system allows also for, let's say, a painter who said, hey, I booked a job and I'm putting New Doors on it, and I need someone to go out and measure it for me, or I need someone to install the hardware and hang the doors, and they can go in on the network and find and put in their job to essentially kind of sub it out almost.
Yeah, exactly. That's ultimately what our grand plan is, as to what we've been working on and doing here. Is, again, you could do it from top of funnel, from us as generating a lead, or creating your own job. Maybe we see a lot of more often than not, our existing customer base is on a job that the person wanted to refinish their cabinets. That painter or carpenter said, dude, I could get you this instead. And the customer sees, oh, I could get white shaker doors. Perfect. Now they created their own lead, as a New Doors job, and they're able to, utilize those same tools to link up with other people or handle it within them, so within their own company.
So I'm going to flip that a little bit, but on the same aspect, let's say you've got, and it, in my brain, it would work. So correct me if I'm wrong. If you've got a guy who is good at sales, maybe he has a day job, but if he was to go through the program, he could go on and essentially, if he's in a semi-densely populated area, just say, hey, I like the sales and closing aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically moonlight and earn some extra income just by going out and closing sales that other painters or leads that you have goes out and closes the deal, and then everyone else kind of does their deal. Is that
Yeah,
my
that's all exactly. That's ultimately what we're pushing to get to.
That is, oh man, that's genius.
Yeah, we're really trying to let everyone do what they're good at. Like I said before, is we don't want to force you to have to do it this way or think differently, or we understand you're a small business. How can we help you? How can we all help each other? That's really what, no one has labor. It's very hard to find. So what can bring everyone together to where everyone also makes money? That's been our most important thing, is no one should be leaving money on the table for underpricing jobs and undercutting everybody. And everyone should get paid a fair amount of money to be a part of doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it really emphasizes, which I really appreciate, going that model of getting guys to work with each other. Like, so many times in our industry, painters think they got to fight with other painters because they think somehow they're going to take, business out of the town that's got 10 million people in it. Like, they're going to be the one that runs the other one out of business. So kind of getting you guys to see, like, hey, we can all work, in kumbaya or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be a competition. And I think that's one thing that I always try to stress to a lot of guys that I talk to is like, hey, it's not a competition. If you can't do a job, send them to one of your other guys. And that customer's going to remember that. And they're not going to call the other guy when they need something else painted. They're going to call the guy that told them to call another painter, because that guy has, he understands that it's about service and it's not about getting money in the bank.
Yeah, it's all relationships. You know what I mean? That's if there's one thing I've learned just throughout my life, that's really what it all comes down to. Is even if that person does take your other jobs, or the customer does call them back, say, more often than not, that person isn't trying to like screw you. They're going to remember you also when they're in a jam. Uh, and there is some, you know, best of the best. Of course, whoever puts the most effort into anything wins. That's just
Oh, yeah.
that's
It's just
just the
life.
way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But between that, there's still a way for everyone to again work together. And more often than not, you need other people's help.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been a believer, and my wife drives her crazy. So I'm like, 99.99% of people are good. There's some assholes out there. There's assholes everywhere, but like, and I'm sure you probably would. I leave my truck running pretty much all day. If I go to like convenience store to run in and grab something, I leave my truck running. I'll go to Lowe's and have to I need to get a lock or something. I'll leave my truck running in the parking lot. Part of
You're
that's
one of
because
those
I'm in
Midwest
Texas.
boys.
Yeah. My wife's like, someone's going to steal it. And I'm like, well, clearly they needed it more than I did if they stole it.
Yeah.
But, it's not very likely that it's going to get stolen. There's a chance, but yeah, I'm one of those. We don't need to turn it off.
Yeah, like I said, if you come around in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, you might walk out to a different scenario quite quicker than you thought.
That is true. I didn't, I always forget about location. Well, like the same thing with our bus. I leave it running when we're going on trips, I leave it running all the time. But I can lock the doors without it, but still drives my wife crazy. Sorry to all the eco-friendly people out there. I leave diesels running all the time.
You're gonna get banned after this.
Yep, I'm gonna get blackballed. But you know what? Fuck it. So I really like that the working with everyone, and man, I'm excited to get in there. So the platform itself, I'm assuming it's going to be a cloud-based. Are you doing an app, since we're going on technology that they'll be able to join? How do they do that? How do they get on there?
Yes. So, after they sign up and get approved for it, it's a web-based app, so you don't have to download anything. But there is essentially a CRM built into it, which you could use or not use, but it just gives you track of what jobs are coming in, what salespeople are doing, what has new vision into it, and again, the quoting tool, which is now allowing you to quote a job, which took people before, say 20 minutes, now can be done in 3 minutes. And that quote is built off of the data we collected over the past few years from contractors all across the country uh, and carpenters, seeing what's the national average to refinish cabinet boxes, what's the national average to install a new door, to measure the doors, to every single thing we broke down to throw out the doors. And you could change all those presets, but we just put it in there as to a suggested, because we heard a lot of people asking, like, what do I charge? Here you go. You don't have to think about it. Anyone can go now and measure this quickly. They could be as just a salesperson. Um, and it's done instantly. It generates a quote, and you have it all right there.
So if they have um, an iPad, let's say, and that's what the estimates on, they can log on to the iPad at the location they're doing it and fill everything out as they go. So it's tracking job progress, customer information, sales information, and it interlinks with New Vision. So you could do like picture interlooping with the estimates and stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Oh
Um,
man, that's like full service. That's pretty awesome.
yeah, and if it's, starts the other way where we generated the lead, all that information's populated into it. Um, and we're able to follow up with a customer because maybe you can't. And it's, trying to keep them understanding what's going on and what the job is, full transparency. That's been our biggest thing, is how can we build in transparency into uh, this labor type model, which is what we're doing with New Dooring. So
Nice. I like that. Okay. All right. I can get behind that. So we'll jump into weird segue, but tell me if I can talk about it. You and I talked offline a little bit. I don't want to jump ahead, but we kind of talked about, and this has been a couple weeks ago when you and I, we just had a call and we're kind of catching up. And there were some like product and finishing changes going on.
yeah,
Are we good to jump
yeah.
into that side?
Yeah. That's just what we started putting up this week. So we moved out of painted cabinet doors, moved out of priming cabinet doors. So we also again we took customer feedback from business to business and also the end consumer, and saw that in order for the average painting company that's looking, or carpenter that's looking to scale their business, they don't have spray booths. Most of these people, most guys. So now you're spraying in the house, and they don't have people that know how to spray. So now the owner is the one spraying. And then there's all different finishes, quality concerns. There's guys that have painting companies that they've only been a painter for a year, offering 10-year warranties. How do you do that? So, I
Wait a minute.
appreciate.
Not adding up.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute.
As my wife says, that math isn't mathing, brother.
Yeah. And it's, we saw, okay, the real way to scale this is that you need to be getting refinished stores, right? And we need to be able to offer you and your customer a product that is so bulletproof that we could stand behind it. So you're not the one taking the fall for it. So that's where we went into developing and saying, okay, paint, it seemed like no matter what it was, 2K, 1K, solvent, UV, it all gets beat up.
Yeah. It's still a coating on wood.
Yeah.
It's not penetrating into the wood. It's sitting on top of the wood. There's no
Yes.
way to make it last forever.
Exactly. And that's what the customer is expecting. It works on the face frame, no problem. Side panels all day. But the cabinet door that is getting grabbed and touched and beat and steam, and you need something stronger. And we started developing this product, which we're tagging as door finish, that gives you the ability to have a painted look of the door that we could put with a 5-year warranty. It's 6 times thicker than paint. It's scratch resistant, chip resistant, moisture resistant. It has a stronger rating than powder coating. This stuff is super strong. Comes in a few stock colors. We have about 13 stock colors at the moment. Because another thing we also saw is everyone's ordering the same colors.
Always.
It's you as the painter are now having to spend all this extra money that you could be putting into your pocket by having, a core group of finishes. Um, so that's kind of what we were able to put together and said, okay, we can do this. It has all these great benefits. Plus, we can guarantee to ship it in 7 to 10 days. So now you're getting a finished product shipped right to the job site or to your shop, whatever you want to do. It's leaving in 7 to 10 days, and it's stronger than ever was before. We give you the matching paint, so you could spray the box. It's a 1K finish. You can paint, roll, spray, whatever you want to do on the box. It matches exact to those colors, and you're in and out.
So you're supplying the finish coat to go on the boxes, probably with the primer, or they can use their own primer,
They can use
depending
their
on
own
what the
primer.
coating is. But
Yep.
the doors are coming done.
Yep.
Finished product on the doors. They just have to do the boxes and put the doors up. And it's 5-year warranty. And it's not a paint.
It's not a paint. Nope. We're using a thermally pressed, heat pressed all American product that is really the new future of how at least we see furniture getting made and finished. So yeah.
So it's like a thermo type plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's
are you doing 6 sides or are you going all the way?
so it goes all around the face, the sides as a matching back that we put onto it, and it seams at the back. But it looks like a seamless piece, and there is no way now on the front of the door you could drip whatever you want down it. You could bang into it. There's no separation. It's still one piece door. It's just completely finished. Again, wrapped right onto the back of the door, where that gets the least amount of abuse.
Yeah, but you're still putting like, so let's say if it's 13 colors and one of them's hunter green, it's not, the back of the door is still going to be hunter green
Oh yeah.
along with the front side of the doors. Okay, I know. Well, like you see a lot of apartments, or it doesn't matter. I've seen $1 million houses where they do like a thermofoil type finish, and it only goes to the top and the edges, and the back is like laminate or whatever. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem. I like how you guys are going all the way around and giving it the 360 protection.
Yeah, it has the protection, it has the look. Again, we wanted that premium look still. We just wanted the durability that paint can offer on a door. And it doesn't matter what door it is, what type of door it is. And to us, we've been pushing the boundaries since we kind of started this, and we're never going to offer something that's not the best out there.
Just random side thought as I was about to ask another question, and that rabbit jumped in front. Samples. So, not being a paint, if you're a painter and you're wanting to offer this, are you guys going to put like a 13 color kit where it shows the door styles and that actual coating on there so somebody could order one online?
Yeah, so you can get a sample of any door profile in any color online. We started sending samples out actually this week that you can get a sample pack that has like a white shaker door, and it gives you the 13 color packs with it. To show you what it is, you could get your logo on the back. It's not engraved into it, but it's a printed sticker. We have customized catalogs that are all online that we're able to throw your logos onto. Again, we want this to be your business that we're just plugging into, and want to give you whatever you need to do it.
Back that pony up. You're telling me that if you want, you can take your logo, whether it's a sticker or kind of heat printed into the existing coating,
Mm-hmm.
and have it automatically on the back of the doors.
Yeah. If you order a sample, again, we have a sticker that's there that you upload a logo. We put your logo onto it. We still do engraving on the doors too. If you provide a logo, it's just a longer lead time with it. But yeah, we have both of those options to it. It's not pressed into the door itself.
Okay. So like your samples, I'm thinking like an entire kitchen.
Yeah, no. This
Talking
is
about
just
some kick-ass brand recognition. Every
that
door.
would be badass. No, yeah, this is just the sample door.
Just the sample door. Okay. That makes sense. I think about that though, and what comes to my mind is something I always wanted to do as a finisher is, and you woodworkers and cabinet builders do it. The higher end guys, they take a wood iron or something or a CNC, and in one of the drawers or all of the drawers, it has their logo. I always thought something like that in the painting world, in a specific place, if you're a painter, like, I'm always going to order, top left kitchen or top left stove door is going to have the logo in it with the phone number. So I don't care how many people live in that house. unless they change the doors, they're going to open up and be like, oh, that's who painted these cabinets. I need something else done.
100%. Yeah. Anyone that's not doing that is crazy.
Oh, man.
In my own,
I don't
my own
know.
house, I look for people like that.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's doing. I mean, I don't know any finishers that do it. I know cabinet makers that do it, but I don't know any finishers that do it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, finishers, you got to
Yeah.
call
Someone
out
get
there.
some branding
Somebody,
irons.
yeah, that's going to be cool. I mean, now is there? And I'm going back to the original thought I was before that rabbit jumped in the way of what we just talked about. When your painters or finishers, installers, whoever, when the businesses sign up, walk us through that SOP. Is there a online training, in-person training to be there? Is there annual, not dues, but annual maintenance, we'll say, to maintain that certification?
Yeah. So once you sign up outside of that stuff I was telling you before, yeah, we have built out a full learning management system. So you come on and it's walking through the entire process of how to use new doors, how to sell to your customer, how to obviously measure doors, install doors, put the hinges in, all the questions that kind of everyone's been asking. It guides you through that. It takes about an hour or so, and all video taught, quizzes. And what's really cool about that is, again, as a business owner, I've hired a lot of people, and it's super helpful to have something that when someone starts working for you, that they could sit there for an hour and go through, and that you're able to see the results of what that person was doing, and to know that yeah, exactly. And just know, like, okay, because it took us a year to get all that data. So now, instead of this person having to work with you for the next few weeks, ask you a million questions, at least they could get caught up quickly, to start understanding what's going on. So, that's a part of it. Plus, we have a full build out of marketing material. Again, we set you up one-on-one where we're able to kind of come up with a curated plan if you're looking to market in your area, of how and what to do, and giving you the tools to be able to do it, amongst some other benefits.
Okay. And then the other one that just hit me, probably should have hit me sooner, but that's okay. I mean, we don't have to go into how you guys make money, but it's a business, so you have to make money. But you put something out there, is all the invoicing done through you guys? Because my brain just went to, if I go hire an installer,
hmm
do I pay him?
Yeah, so it generally goes through. So yeah, we have nothing to do with the end consumer. All we are looking for is to sell more doors, and help you to facilitate that. So whoever kind of starts that first lead aggregation, uh, again, whoever that lead got sent to, or started the process of the lead, is kind of in charge of the job. And that's why everyone that comes on is vetted and insured, to make sure that you're not just bringing any Joe Schmo to start doing something. Um, but yeah, that's why, we don't want to set prices. We don't want to take a cut of your job or anything like that. We want you to use our doors. We provide you a system in order to be able to do it. Simple as that.
Okay. As simple as that. And there's no, like, once you're in, like, all right, it's $150 a year just to maintain the network, keep everything going, keep all the content fresh. Are you guys going to do like an annual
Yep,
subscription?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's an annual subscription, and that's essentially the only fee that you're paying. It's a couple $100. That gets you also, again, all samples and stuff. It's not like we're just taking your money and saying, okay, thanks for signing up. Uh, we give you also, again, hard copy stuff. You're getting samples, color decks, and everything that kind of goes involved with that. Plus, you're getting a steep discount compared to anyone else that's a regular, just contractor account. So yeah, there's
And you
tons of
just
benefits with it.
order everything when you're doing your job. You just order everything through the portal, the end user portal, and it's just all inside.
Yeah, exactly. And as we keep adapting. Everything, yeah, just goes through one streamlined system, so everyone could kind of see what's going on throughout the progress, and or the process of the job.
Man, I like that. I mean, that's just when I say everything goes through there. So if you're a painter and you're hiring someone to do everything and you order your doors, you order your paint on there, and if you need more, you can jump on there and order another gallon, or you might find out what it is and maybe get on there and get the formula if they want to go have it made somewhere. All that'll be available on the portal.
Yeah, yeah, and we're really streamlining the aspect of, like, the job is sold one way, which makes it quick so that someone's able to get an instant quote. They know that they want to do it. Then all that information translates into now how to measure that order. And it takes you one by one, making sure you don't forget anything. All that information collects. It knows how many hinges you need, what overlay it is. All that stuff's automatically calculated. And it just dumps it off into a quote. And then, yeah, you're able to order right from there. Yeah.
Order right from the quote. That is, man, you guys have got some serious time in on this.
Yeah. It's,
I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. That is phenomenal.
yeah, yeah, it has been quite the undertaking. I think a lot of people thought that we're just like a door company. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. We're, again, a way to help grow your business. And we want to do it the most straightforward way we could possibly think of. We sell more product by helping you succeed. Simple as that.
I mean, that is like, I don't have the book up here. I mean, you have just like embodied what is my favorite book, Who Not How, a million times over. I mean, that's where I mean, the transformational relationships, we sell stuff, but our job, we see it as our job to help you do your job better. And by that symbiotic relationship, we all get better. It's not just A or just B. Everyone's going in the same direction.
Yeah, and that's what at least I saw from this industry. That what it needs the most is, how do we do more of that? Because, like you said earlier, people are fighting over, like, I'm the guy in this area, and just where we're at alone, dude, we got like probably about a dozen companies that are killing it, all within 30 miles of each other. There's so much work out there, and it's far beyond what the standard company wants to undertake. They don't want 100 employees. You have a few, maybe.
Yeah, small businesses don't want. I mean, when you really start thinking about it, I thought I wanted to do that, and then I didn't even get an eighth of the way there, and I was like, screw this. That's too much work.
Dude, 100%. You can't blame anyone for it. It's so hard, but you want to make sure that you're busy at all times. That's what you care about most, and that's what I want to help you with.
Yeah, make sure you're busy, and I get into guys a lot of time. Like in this world, it's service.
Mm-hmm.
We're not selling a product in the painting world. You're selling a service. Paint's a dime a dozen. It's what you do with that paint, or what you do, the skill that you've learned. And there's only so many hours in a day. So you have to maximize your day, your time, but you also have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Understand that you want to get the most you can out of the hours that you work. You don't want to take everything. There's other guys out there that can help you do that. But, again, who not how. Do what you're good at and let other people do the stuff that you're not good at. You don't have to learn how to do it. There's other people that are really good at that. Let them do that. And then, you can go from your 2,000 hours a year where you're getting, when it comes down to it, let's call it $25 an hour, realistically, after it's all said and done, take home. Will create that value into the customer and charge more because you're getting maximum dollar for your hours, but then you end up taking home more because you're not doing as much because you're not at the job site till 10 p.m.
Yeah. What exactly that, and that's dude. That's been the biggest thing that we try to express to everybody. Like, You have to understand the value of your time. You're not working for free. You thinking that, well, I'm doing it, so I'm saving myself money. You're not. Uh,
No.
and now you're taking the one person that cares the most about you succeeding, you, and wasting it doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Uh, and you could use your efforts into doing something that maybe you are a really good painter, but that's not always what's going to pay.
Yeah. Oh, I meant like I'll be the first to admit. I tell guys I'm not the greatest painter in the world. Like I'm consider myself. I love this industry, and it's fun. Painting is fun. The people are phenomenal. But and I think a lot like yourself I'm an entrepreneur at heart. This is a great industry or vertical, if you want to call it, to be in as an entrepreneur. But at heart, my vision is starting businesses, startups, getting businesses going, and then passing them on to a partner operator and then going to the next business. Because, you know, if I liked painting, I would just have one business and I'd want to just paint. Like, but there are
You'd
guys
be the
out there
painter.
that actually, exactly, I'd just be the painter. I'd hire someone to do the business work and I would be the painter. But, I think the scaling part of businesses and what most people say is the scary part, getting them off the ground, going and talking to people all day long. I really think that's probably about the funnest part of owning a business.
Yeah, and again, I guess it's like it really depends who it is, and that's what to exactly what you just said. If you were liked painting, you'd be looking to paint all day and not and try to find someone to operate the business. And that's super hard. Yeah, it is okay. And those are the people we want to work with. Uh, but it's hard for them to often do the other side of it. And cool. We want you again, to do what you're good at doing. That's why you got to where you're at.
Yeah, well, but then you're coming in with the tools like, hey, it's great. I can help you put more money in your pocket, put a little more value on your time, and I'll give you all the tools on the marketing side and the customer management side to make it super easy.
Yeah, because a lot of companies like, tech, even in the industry of paint and CRMs and everything else is what we've seen. They just sign up to my thing, and then good luck setting it up. Uh, we're not trying to, this isn't, we're a tech company, but you're not doing any real tech of anything. We want to make it super, super easy for you. You don't got to set anything up. There's no, crazy things to go through. Just get back to your work, and let us try to make it better for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, what else? I know we're closing in on an hour. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know it's late. You're an hour ahead of me, but um, anything else new, short term, long term that you guys are working on? Anything else to share with the community out there?
Yeah, no, I think, we covered a good chunk of it all. It's get new product, new technology, new systems. I just want anyone that's, interested in learning and looking to become a part of what we're doing, whether you want to be installed or just get doors, we can help you with whatever it is. But ultimately, again, my passion is to be able to help companies grow, where maybe they're not good at growing.
And another rabbit just ran from one ear to the other. If people still want the raw wood doors,
hmm
you guys are
we still have
okay.
unfinished HDF doors if you want to paint them. And we're working on additional, things for the future. I just don't want to say too much of it in case things don't work out. But
I understand.
we're working towards additional things. But again, the main core thing of our company again is that we are new dooring. We're changing the way that people see their kitchen, the ability for them to make over their kitchen. And that's who the market we're really trying to push the hardest in both the residential and commercial, is in the fact that you don't have to rip your cabinets out. You can install new doors, and with our system, you can save time, money, and you have the ability to scale.
scale quickly. And the other thing, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I wanted to mention it to everyone in the community out there. We've talked a lot about Nudoors and the new coating that they're putting on there, applying to the door. But for those of you that don't know, because I sent somebody to the website the other day, you guys still do raw wood if someone needs some white oak slab, or because you've done those for me before, like walnut, white oak.
Yeah, we have a variety of slab edge banded doors and anything like. Listen, we're still open if anyone is looking to get something, and reach out. Even if it's not listed or we don't have have it on there, maybe we do make it. If not, we might be able to direct you to someone who could. Again, we're all about trying to help whoever it is, but yeah, we do have multiple options. Just reach out and we'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I still, some of my favorite walnut doors were the ones we got from you.
Yeah, those did look very nice.
Those slab edge banded, man, those doors were sharp. And then they had the logo in the back. Oh,
yeah,
man, they looked good. Well, let's do. I know we've got. I know we've got AWF coming up, AWFS coming up. I'm going to be out there, meeting, talking to people, doing some videos. I know you guys said you weren't going this year, but I really think that once this episode airs, I'm going to get inundated with questions. So I've already had some people asking about sneak peeks on what we're talking about today. So I say we follow up, shoot for maybe October or something, September, October. Let's do a follow-up episode, just kind of like a Q&A episode where people can submit questions and we can get, because I know some people are going to have some questions about that. Because, what you guys are doing is, what you did the first time around, it's like you just reset it and you're doing it again. You're just flipping that whole finishing industry on its head.
Yeah, that's our goal.
I love it. I love it. I love the disrupting. I always like to think I am, but I'm not really. But I love what you guys are doing. I'm excited for you guys. That's awesome.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah. And I would love to, again, we'll hop back on in a few months and see what's going on.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Well, if you guys aren't following Chris, check down below all of Chris's info as well as Nudoors. We'll have it down in the show notes section. Make sure you're out following him for any new updates coming out. Go check out the website and reach out to them if you want to get in that program. Make sure you're following the podcast, and we will see everybody next week.
And that's a wrap on this episode of the Bearded Finisher Podcast. We thank everyone for joining. Keep hustling, keep learning, and never settle for anything less than your best. Remember, the path to perfection is a journey, not a destination. Until next time.